Hey everybody, Haley here and Happy. Welcome to your first deep dive Devo discussion video. That's a mouthful. Anyways, we're gonna give it a shot. So, this coming Monday we are going to be, we're going to be in Matthew 5. Matthew 5 is the beginning of what's called the Sermon on the Mount. The Sermon on the Mount goes from chapter 5 all the way through to the end of chapter 7. And it's this really neat passage of scripture that Jesus comes and he's kind of redefining and describing the kingdom of heaven. So we're still early on in his ministry. He's done some healing. He started to acquire a following. And now he's kind of up on this hillside overlooking the Sea of Galilee, and people are coming to sit near him and wanting to hear him. And so he decides it's a good time to teach. And so he starts describing the things of the kingdom. He starts kind of setting this new standard. You'll notice throughout the next two chapters, 5 through 7, he starts talking about things like redefining the Ten Commandments. And so he'll say things like, it was said in the law of Moses, do not commit adultery, but now I say if you even lust after a woman in your heart, you've committed adultery. Or it says, do not murder. Now I say if you even hate a man in your heart, you have committed murder. And so this is redefinition, this describing of what the new standard of the kingdom is going to be like. And it's coming, right? It's coming from heaven to earth. And this is his, almost like a constitution. It's this description of what to expect of things of the kingdom. And so really neat passage of scripture, and I hope this is just week 1 of a series on the Sermon on the Mount. So we're going to start today, and we'll talk more on Monday about just verses 1 through 16. 1 through 16, a majority of that section is what's called the Beatitudes. And I'm not going to go through every single one because that would take forever right now. But I hope y'all read through them and come excited to discuss them on Monday. I do just want to give one little tidbit though before we go, just to round off this discussion. And that is that the Beatitudes are blessings. They are blessing statements that Jesus is declaring over this people. And so what better way to kind of start off this new redefining this description of the kingdom come, and he starts it off with declaring these blessings over the people. And one thing I want to highlight is that you'll notice he's speaking present tense. It's not this idea of when you do this, then you'll get this. When you do that, then you'll get this. Or don't do this, then you'll receive this reward, right? He's not saying that. He's saying, blessed are those who are meek. Blessed are those who mourn, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. For they will inherit the earth. For they will be known as sons and daughters of God. Like, these are amazing, great blessing statements, and he's saying them in the present tense. He is speaking a reality that is already true. And so I imagine him saying, hey guys, so this is how it is in heaven, so let me just tell you about it. In heaven, blessed are those who are meek, for they inherit the earth. In heaven, blessed are the gentle in spirit, for they will inherit the earth, right? It's however you want to translate it, but he's describing a reality that is already true, and he is speaking that over us as his people, as his followers, as those who are going to enact the kingdom of heaven here on earth. So that is the Beatitudes in a nutshell. What Jesus says after that is he says, so go and be salt, go and be light. And we hear that verse a lot, right? Go be salt, go be light, don't hide your light under a bushel. Guys, this is how the Beatitudes are, that description of what it means to be salt and light. It is that blessing that is already true of us, that is that reality that Jesus is speaking over us and saying, now this is true. You are blessed. You are gentle. You are poor in spirit. Yours is the kingdom. You are sons and daughters of the kingdom. You are pure. You will see more and more of God, right? These are all these things that he outlines in the Beatitudes, and he says, now this is true. Go and be salt and light. Bring glory to my name. Go enact the kingdom, right? Let your light shine before all men. That is what he's saying, and that is how we do that. That is how we are light. That is how we are salt in the world. And so we'll talk more about this on Monday. That's kind of the gist of it. Love y'all. See you Monday.